church has been built. So upon this rock, I will build my church. That means I will establish my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against establishing my church. That is, since you have known this truth, that I am the Christ, that means I am the one the prophets spoke about. And upon this truth, in the mouth of the prophets, that you have found out, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Please pay attention. The word church is the word ecclesia. Ecclesia. And it has two words. The word ek, which is out of, Lycia, from the word kaleo, K-A-L-E-O. Lycia, from the word kaleo, to call out. So I will call out. To call out, that's the church. Those who are called out of darkness into his marvelous light. Those who are called out of sin, out of the flesh, into his righteousness. The called out ones. The ecclesia. Those that have been called from death to life. The ecclesia. And you know, he says gates of hell. Now there's a whole lot of explanation on the gates of hell. Some say the church is marching on. The church is marching on. The church is marching on. The gates of hell shall not prevail. The church is marching on. I am telling you, what God is doing in your life, the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Stop that. Stop that. Stop reading your thoughts into the Bible. Have you died? You have not died. So why will I say the gates of hell cannot prevail against you? It's when you die that the gates of hell will need you. When you are still alive, the gate of hell has no business with you. Are we together here? So the word gates, when he said the gates of hell, Jesus was speaking about his resurrection. When he says the gates, the word gates means an exit. It's used for a door. Look at Matthew 7:13 and 14. Matthew chapter 7 verse 13 and 14. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Next verse. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Now that same statement was used when he said the gate that leads to destruction. Then he said narrow. Narrow in the Greek means single or one. So he's saying wide, which means more than one. Narrow, which means one. Wide, more than one. So what did he mean? Straight is the gate and narrow is the way. He is not teaching about future. He is teaching in the present tense. Now look at verse 15 of that Matthew chapter 7. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Beware of false prophets. So where is the wide gate? False prophets. Which one is the narrow? Christ himself. So Jesus was making a distinction between himself and the false prophets in a parable. He's not talking about the rapture. He was talking about a present reality as at the time he was teaching. So it's a door of entrance, the word gate. So when he said the gates of hell, it means the exit or the entrance of hell shall not prevail against it. The word Hades, H-A-D-E-S, the word Hades, which is where you have the word hell. One of the craziest word in the King James Version. You know, that word hell. Now the word hell, which is where you have the word Hades. Hades. In NIV is called Hades. In RSV is called death. Both of them are around the same thing. Hades is place of the dead or a place of death. That is what hell means, a place of the dead. So the word Hades is from the word alpha adios in the Greek. Alpha adios. Now in the Greek, when you have an alpha, it is negative. Hades is translated just like that. Alpha plus adios. E-I-D-O-S. E-I-D-O-S is physical appearance. Physical appearance. So alpha eidos is not to be found or to disappear. Not to be found or to disappear. It is used for the place of the dead. And look at where it is used again. Matthew 11:23. Matthew chapter 11 verse 23. And thou Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which had been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it will have remained until this day. See that word again used in one of the parables of Jesus. Luke 16:23, using the word Hades. And in hell or in Hades or in the place of the dead, he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeing Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Now it is called Hades because they died and were not found again. Look at Acts 2:27, speaking of Jesus by Peter. Acts of the Apostles chapter 2 verse 27. Because thou wilt not leave my soul in hell or Hades or in the place of the dead, neither will thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption in the place of the dead. Then look at Acts chapter 2 verse 31. Please pay attention. Acts chapter 2 verse 31. He, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection of Christ, that his soul was not left in hell, neither did his flesh see corruption. So we can change the word hell to the place of the dead, right? Hello? Can we change it? Okay. So hell will be the place of the dead. Eidos. Other references for appearance will be 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Used for appearance or physical body. Look at 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. Then look at Luke 3:22. Luke chapter 3 verse 22. And the Holy Ghost descended in a bodily shape like a dove upon him, and a voice came from heaven which said, Thou art my beloved Son, in thee I am well pleased. So Matthew 16:18, and the gates of the place of the dead, is that correct? The gates of hell. The gates of the place of the dead shall not prevail against it. So was Jesus talking about